When somebody a year ago, I'm offended. Man, please, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about chicken or something. Let's talk about some of this goddamn meat.
Hey, we gonna try.
Because now I feel disrespected. Now I feel like when I was doing all that damn laboring, you weren't even watching. You didn't just expose the whole hand.
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna have to bring that out, bro. All right, fuck it.
Shalom,
It's just when it comes to, well, Kalai, go ahead.
Shalom, Malcolm. First and foremost, gonna start by giving infinite honors and praise to you. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and blessing to the hopeful and faithful elect across the four corners, living and preaching the truth to the best of their ability and sincerity. Again, shalom.
Shalom.
Right? And as usual, we're gonna start off with the centerpiece of prophecy, man, because this is the most relevant thing going on right now. Right? We're seeing the full stages of Revelation, the 13th chapter, in the way of this pre-chipping that's going on, man. We're seeing how everyone is being made to where they can't buy or sell. Everyone's being made to where they can't do certain things or say certain things unless they fall under that image of the beast. Okay?
That's right. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Hey, who's doing that great deception right now? The man who has the earth. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, specifically the chief house of Amalek, man. All right, who you so-called Jews. This quote that word right there. Not to get in on it, because we had did a video and they had, you know.
Make it land.
Right? And those are the people that are deceiving the whole earth right now, man.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live.
Right? And how are they making that image? Through this propaganda, through these lies that they're pushing, man. Through this westernized philosophy, man. Mainly through this device that they're using right now, man. That's the biggest image being pushed on the whole face of the earth right now with this propaganda. That you have to take this pre-chip in order to live in society. Right? You know, if you notice, those are the same stipulations that are attached to that Quran, man.
Yeah. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
What is that speaking going into? His action. Right? He's enforcing it on you people through his law system, man. Through the judicial and legislative and executive branches. He can judge, he can legislate, and then write it down and execute. Hey, execute his will upon you, man.
Second Ezra 11:32. And this can be applied to today's time, man. But this head put the whole earth in fear and bear rule in it over all those that dwell upon the earth with much oppression.
Right, and this is talking about the ancient Roman Empire back then, but it's talking about the modern Roman Empire now, man. This reincarnated Roman Empire.
Exercise all power.
All the power of the first beast, specifically.
Democratic and Republic Party. The Flavians and patricians.
Right. America learned from the best.
Yes, right.
On the left hand side.
That Senate House.
Right. And it had the governance of the world more than all the wings that had been.
The governance of the world. And then Esau is governing the world, man. You can't argue with this. There's a American embassy in every state. Everything that's going on in everything that's going on in a different country, they're allowed to put sanctions on them. Whether it's China, whether it's Russia, they can put sanctions on them. But they ain't going for that no more, as we see. Right? Because the weak are saying that they're strong right now, man.
Yeah, and the United States are using what they call diplomatic sanctions against all these countries. Okay, they're going to the economic system. Right. But economics lead to what? To real military wars. You putting tariffs on all these nations like that, that's going to lead to military conflict.
That led to World War II. Japan, Hawaii.
Yes.
All right. That started because they put sanctions on Japan to
same thing with every major world war. It was over economics and finance, man. Right, bro. Because what happens after a country wins this war like that? The economy gets bolstered. Not only from the shit that's happening during the war, because you got that's new job openings right there. We got you manufacturing this and doing that, right? But that's how Esau has made it, man.
The diplomatic sanctions. Diplomatic sanctions are political measures taken to express disapproval or displeasure at a certain action through diplomatic and political means. One second. It says, it goes on to say, UN sanctions, North Korea, Iran, Mali, South Sudan, Libya, Ezekiel 38.
Right, bro. Ethiopia, and you see Biden, if you look it up upon your Google, if you're watching, okay? I was trying to say watch, but it's great. You can look it up. Biden just put sanctions on Ethiopia, okay? Those Islamic nations, man, okay? So these states are are knowing that what these things are gonna happen before what we take full combat, man. They're gonna throw their lot in, and Russia has been supplying Ethiopia with nuclear fucking weapons, man. Yeah. Look it up. Okay, Libya also. All right, go ahead, Doc. That was it on that?
That was it.
Come on.
Hey, I got a precept on the economic sanctions because the only reason that they're able to economically sanction any other country is because the dollar is the world currency, it's the world reserve currency. Watch this. Ezekiel 28:5. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thine riches. And that's just basically going back into when he feels like somebody doesn't agree with him, that proud bastard knows that he makes the world go round, carnally speaking. All right, they say money makes the world go round. Well, you can't deal in this world without coming through him. All right, the Most High set that up. We're not gonna give that bastard that credit, but that pride. All right, in Ezekiel, like I say, this is before the Lord was even born, man. These are ancient texts that we're reading, you guys. It's not our words, man.
Yeah. Hold on. This Revelation 16, go to verse 12. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates. And that vial represents what? Judgment, man. A plague, man. You see the word vial. You see the word trumpet. You see the word bowl. And a seal. Okay, in the book of Revelation, which all represents judgment.
Bring it out, Doc.
Okay. Right. And it says what? Upon the great river Euphrates, which runs through what? Through Turkey, through Iraq, through Syria, the great river Euphrates.
But that's also spiritual.
Right.
That's talking about the Middle Eastern region.
Let's go.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Right, huh? So the Most High, according to Isaiah 13 chapter, says what? He's the orchestrator of the host of the battle. He's gathering what? All these nations to come down in the valley of the house.
You want to get it? I'm already up. No, I got this.
I got one too.
Ezekiel 28:7. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nation, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom.
That's talking about the modern day gun.
And they shall defy thy brightness.
They created the Gatling gun against the so-called northern and southern kingdom Israelites. You know that bitch there.
Yeah, oh, yeah, Frank, yeah, exactly.
Hey, that's the modern day chopper.
Yeah.
They like to do this.
Yeah.
So guess what? You mimicking the destruction of what this damn Edomite did to take out your motherfucking nation, you stupid ass nigga, man. They all in the screen. Talking about doing a chopper dance.
Chopper dance.
The whole chopper come from the Gatling gun, you dumb motherfucker. That's the reason, that's the right you get, you have to do this.
Yeah.
Y'all brothers know about that. Yeah. Y'all know Jim, man. Come on, fuck all that extra shit, man. Y'all know how we get down. You know? Brothers.
Yeah.
If they can't do it, your whack ass gonna try to do it. And a brother gonna be like, hey, that ain't how you go, bro. Do it like this. But go ahead,
hey, hold on, it says, and the water thereof was dried up. And if you look up on it, right?
No, keep reading.
It says that the way of the kings of the east.
No. That the water thereof.
That the water thereof was dried up.
Okay, stop. Euphrates River, water. Let's be spiritual, right? Where's the Euphrates River located?
In modern day Iraq.
Where's that?
The Middle East.
Middle-
So-called Middle East.
Water. Give me some spiritual connotations that go with water.
Understanding that
Water,
It could be the
Truth.
truth. It can be the people.
It could be the
fire,
source.
nuclear fire.
Source. That's the word I'm looking for.
Right.
Source. Go ahead, Doc.
Come on. And it says in verse 12, it says that the way of the kings, plural, of the east,
The Lord want to bring them up. In Christianity, y'all know what they teach? Nice over there. That the Lord is drying out the Euphrates River so China, North, South Korea, and Japan can more stupid. Literally. This motherfucker believe I'm not no cap.
yeah,
They believe the Lord is literally gonna dry the Euphrates River out just so the Moab and Ammon can.
watch all of it.
That's what's different than believing in
Muslims,
Adam.
man.
That Eve actually was talking to a snake and saying, "Can I have an apple?"
You the real apple. That's what I
Oh, it was good. So just by me biting down on this fruit gonna let me know everything?
Nah.
I said, "Hell of a fruit if it was." All right.
Come on, Will. And it says, verse 13, and I saw 3 unclean spirits.
Now the Lord finna get factual with you stupid motherfuckers, man. Since y'all can't figure that part out, okay?
Like
The Lord gonna go even further. But before you go there, read it again. Now let's go ahead and break that down.
The book of Revelation chapter 16 and verse 13, and I saw 3 unclean spirits.
Before that.
Okay, verse 12, the latter part. And the water thereof was dried up.
Okay. What is water known for?
replenishing.
What's happening in the Middle East right now for the so-called white man? Why are they desperate times bring forth what?
Desperate measures.
So when the water dry up, what happens?
Thirst.
You got to get to the rest where the water is.
I got
Even if it means death, even if it means slaughtering a motherfucker.
Right.
Look, the water's low, playboy. We got to get to it. Fuck all that friendly shit.
Yeah.
We got to get to the source. It's becoming limited. These nations have been robbing the Middle East naked for the past 500 fucking years.
Right.
At some point, it's going to become bare. At some point, it's going to fucking dry up. Where all the wars happening in the world right now?
Middle East.
In China. In South America.
Middle East.
Yeah. Y'all was they all over.
In Chicago.
That's a different kind of war.
That's how you stupid motherfuckers think, man.
Right.
War in Chicago. Man, get the fuck out of there. That shit is small. That shit is a small plate
Yeah.
to nigga with fucking RPGs walking around. All you Chicago ass. And I'm not talking about to the brothers in the truth. I'm talking about you niggas that sold into this American ass lie.
Yeah.
Like you bought that because you from the murder capital. You go to Syria. Niggas can't survive, huh? Man, you go to Syria, living the whole city.
It's desolate.
It's get it how you live.
It's desolate, huh?
The big buildings are tore down
Yeah.
from RPGs and missile fire, right? Roadside bombs and shit. You're not doing that in Chicago,
Little
man.
kids playing with
Over here in
grenades.
Babylon. It ain't nowhere in Babylon.
Yeah, RPGs. Yeah. Rocket powered grenade. Rocket propelled grenade.
Yeah. Or you got IEDs, what's up? Improvised explosive devices.
They something serious.
Yeah.
Right.
I ain't never seen of those in Chicago, man.
Right.
I see a bunch of Glocks in
And nigga ain't
Chicago.
walking around with rocket launchers.
They got Glocks.
No
They got
grenades
Glocks.
or none of it. Not even a grenade.
Y'all got choppers.
Yeah.
You know,
And Glizzies.
Jake want to do the chopper.
22.
Jake had a RPG. He'll do what that dude doing Grand Theft Auto and blow himself up.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
nah.
don't know how to use that motherfucker.
Riding around with his homeboy.
Bring it
Shoot
on,
that
nah.
bitch out the window.
I got you. And it says, and the 6th angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and
says the great river. That is the great portion of the riches of the world today, is it not?
Yes.
Every nation's source goes back to where? The Middle East. Whoever controls the Middle East controls what?
The whole world,
The
man.
world. That's where the war is at. So whoever the big dog in the dog fight, you controls everywhere else that ain't nobody else fighting it.
Oh, I got you.
The Middle East, that's the dog fight.
Right.
America and Russia and China, they're the ones going that is slinging dick all over the place, man. Okay?
Come on.
So how much less of a challenge were you in the other parts of the world? Were you the big dog in the Middle East? How much more you are in the so-called peaceful places of the world, where people can be whatever they want to be, sleep whoever they want to sleep with. How much more of a beast are you in a situation like that? Oh, bitch ass nigga Esau. Yeah, you that's how you've been ruling, because we're tapping into what you've been on for 500 years. Now we're starting to tap into it. That's what's gonna let you know that your time is short.
Yeah.
Man, these niggas sound like us, man. These Negroes sound like us talking.
Leaks on the right hand side.
Is anybody leaking out our elitist conversation to these niggas or something? Because they sound like us right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Doc.
Read everything. Back you up, Bob. It's the a little history, a paragraph on the river Euphrates. It says the Euphrates is the longest and one of the most historical important rivers of Western Asia.
Right, one of the most powerful sources of the ancient world. What's the most powerful source of the modern world? In order to be a superpower, you have to have some type of major control where in the world.
Middle East.
Y'all think that's coincidence?
Yeah.
Y'all think that's coincidence?
Yeah, right.
All right.
When you go in the Middle East, America got so many army bases.
Emphasis.
Embassy.
Embassies and army bases.
USA.
They got embassies and army bases all there. Like when you look at around Iran, America got army bases all
around it.
Around it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because Israel is the centerpiece of the whole world. Here we go. Together with the Tigris,
Tigris River.
the Tigris runs right on side of the Euphrates River. The Tigris is one of the two defining rivers of the Mesopotamia.
All this that okay, yeah, I'm gonna fuck it up. For y'all, for those of y'all that's not in it know.
Oh, bro.
The same area that the brother is reading about, they're gonna bring the destruction of the world. It's the same area of the world that was paradise in the beginning when you read Genesis about the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
Those same rivers, those same land masses, where paradise once was, is gonna be all out war. Keep going, Doc.
Come on. It is
Nobody argued that the Garden of Eden was in the Middle East, does it not?
Can't do that.
And we know two rivers, Doc.
Right, bro?
Those rivers. Keep going, Doc.
Come on. And it says the two defining rivers of the Mesopotamia, the land between the rivers, originated in Turkey.
Between the Tigris and the Euphrates, go ahead.
The Euphrates flows through Syria and Iraq.
Okay, two of the most ancient nations. When y'all watch National Geographic Channel, what nations they always talk about besides Egypt? Ancient-wise. Samaria, Persia, and Babylon.
Right, bro. Right. Those three.
To this day. Go ahead, Doc.
And it says to join the Tigris in the Shalat Africa.
And all we doing right now is just giving that spiritual location. When the scriptures talk about the Euphrates, it's actually talking about the Middle East, man. So go ahead,
Yeah, which empties into the Persian Gulf.
Well, that's it. That's in West Africa.
That's right, bro.
That's in West Africa. I'm Africa.
No,
That's in China.
it's in Saudi Arabia, man. Okay, the land of Yahweh Shabbat. Okay.
Okay, I think I know what you got. You got that.
No. Let me be specific.
Okay.
It's the land of the Levant. Okay. Where the camera's gonna be brought down at, man.
Another name for the Persian Gulf.
I'm about to get it. I'm about to get it. I got it right here. I got it right here. It says the Persian Gulf is the body of water is an extension of the Arabian Sea through the Strait of Hormuz, which is what? In Iran. Okay? And it says through and it lies between Iran and the northeast of the Arabian Peninsula.
Where's that? The Middle East.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna play apples and oranges about some common shit that we all know. Where these places is located at?
Mediterranean.
This is Genesis 2 and 10. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, for hence it was parted.
Now remember the rivers that the brother brought out, right? Read.
All right? And it reads, and it became in the four heads. The name of the first is Pison,
Which is the river.
that is it which compares the whole land of Havilah,
Okay.
where there is gold, and the gold in that land is good.
Which is natural resources.
There is bdellium and the onyx stone,
Resources. Different resources.
and the name of the second river is Gihon,
The Gihon.
the same that compasses the whole land of Ethiopia.
Okay. Coming out of the land of Ham. Go ahead.
And the name of the third river is Helicon,
Okay.
that is which go up towards the east of Assyria.
Right. Go ahead.
And the fourth river is Euphrates.
Oh,
they just straight up
let me
named
back
that
him up,
motherfucker.
Please, Doc. Please, Doc.
And Yahweh
Come on.
thy power took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to dress it and keep it.
Yeah. Now, what is Mesopotamia called?
Babylon?
The cradle.
Oh, cradle of civilization.
The Fertile Crescent.
The fertile crescent. All right, go ahead. All right.
So
Back you up.
Can I say something? So this note, when we got out of that when the Most High kicked us out, that was the most tropical, luxurious place on the
Yes,
planet.
yes,
but what does it look like now?
That's shit.
Right up.
Just
Because there was church.
Hey, I read Genesis 2 and 10 one more time, man. Back you right up, I just gonna go into the point, bro.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 10. And the river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from this it was parted and became into four heads.
This is Psalms 46 and 4. It says, there is a river, the streams whereof shall make glad the city of Yahweh, the holy place of the tabernacles of the Most High. Yahweh.
Now this spiritually speaking. But watch the comparison that the Lord makes. Go ahead. Or the connection. Go ahead.
Yahweh is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. Yahweh shall help her, and that right early. It says, the heathen raged, the kingdoms were moved. He uttered his voice, the earth melted. The Lord of hosts is with us. The power of Jacob is our refuge. Salah.
Yeah. Great, man. All right, give me that one. Brain, I'll be rare. I know I want somebody give me the one with give me Isaiah hold on. Be on the real. Okay, finish that precept. Whoever read about the rephrase the room. Yeah. I got a precept on what I'm going.
Bring it up.
All that ties in. No.
The last precept we'll bring it out right quick. Who's reading the last?
I'm reading history.
Who read the last precept?
No, somebody was reading the precept
Wait, you
before
were reading the precept on the Euphrates.
Genesis?
All
No,
right.
that was Carl reading the last precept.
No.
Genesis.
I'm talking about
Okay.
something on
All right,
video.
I think that was it.
Somebody was reading about the actual Euphrates about the
Right
Lord
up.
drying up the Euphrates River.
Got you, right?
Yeah, that's good.
I got one more precept I want to bring
Go
up.
ahead, right quick.
This is Genesis 2 and 8. And Yahweh planted a garden eastward to Eden, and there he put a man that had formed it. That garden eastward in Eden is Jerusalem, because Edom is really the whole planet. Yeah. But the whole planet got its nourishment.
The eastern part of the Bible is what they call the Middle East. Yeah. It's eastward. It's not all the way east, but it's in the Middle East.
Eastward. Yeah. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 16 and verse 14. But they are spirits of devils, working miracles, go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of the great day of Yahweh Shah Almighty.
Keep going, all right? That's
Come on.
self-explanatory.
All right. Verse 15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garment.
Yeah, man. And keeping your garments, man. Right? Keeping your hand to the plow. Okay? Now, we bringing out all these historical facts, all this secular history, all these different precepts, different things of that nature, man. You know, there's no way you can look at the Euphrates River, all these precepts we brought out, and say, damn, they weren't talking about the Middle East. Nigga, you deserve to be destroyed if you come to that conclusion. So according to the Bible, the most war-torn part of the earth is being spoken and prophesied of. So you can put that as a check in your little notebook, right? The most war-torn part of the world is spoken of in the Bible. Go ahead, all right?
Come on. Lest he walk naked, and they shall see his shame.
Yeah, being exposed and stuff like that. And then you coming out here and everybody around you, they realize you're of that nation. But guess what, big boy? You don't have a covering. You're naked out here. You're helpless and hopeless. Go ahead.
Verse 17, 16. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon.
And this is talking about Hamagwadwan in the Hebrew. Okay? Which means Yahweh's what? Judgment.
Right.
You said Armageddon in English language or whatever it is. Hamagwadwan. Okay? So that's what's going on. All that fighting that's going on over there, that's the opening of Hamagwadwan. Armageddon. Go ahead.
Verse 17. Woo, here we go. And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air. And there came a great voice out
Now,
of the temple.
to an ancient man, you got to remember, he's in the trance. He's in a dream. He's in a vision. How many brothers by shorthand have dreams and this shit be weird as fuck?
Every night.
All night, every day, every night.
And you be like, how the fuck?
What the fuck is going
Man,
on?
all I know, I was flying on top of a building.
Yeah.
And then this happened and that happened. So why is when we read about the ancients in the same situation that we're in, worded the same way we worded,
Why is it so hard to believe? A multi-headed dragon.
and we had the same goddamn thing in 2021?
Yeah.
More so, because he said, I will pour out my spirit. You know what I mean?
Man, all I know is I was hovering over America. How? I do not know. But when y'all read about it in the scriptures, oh man, I don't know if that's real or not.
Yeah, man. That's science.
That's man-made. Man wrote that.
Yeah, man, right.
That's a man. Know what they say? Go ahead.
God. And it says,
We the living fucking proof of it, man. We are those same men y'all read about. Especially you ignorant niggas in Louisiana. Y'all looking at the biblical men, man.
don't tell them that, they ain't gonna believe. They gonna call you everything except.
So how much more in every other state? How much more in New York?
Come on, man. Oh.
Oh, you proud motherfuckers in New York. You got the apostles up there with y'all stupid asses. The apostles themselves is up there. You niggas definitely don't have an excuse. At least y'all got. I ain't gonna say y'all got an excuse.
They don't.
You know. But we ain't the apostles though.
Come on, Elder.
Yeah, it's different in New York versus the nigga in Louisiana. Right?
It is.
We ain't the apostles. I don't give a fuck how spiritual we are. We ain't the apostles. Okay? Now, spiritually, we are all apostles of y'all about you know that. But who are the chief? Who are the head? Who is the elder? Apostle. The apostle of Great Millstone, beginning with Elder Tahar. That's called order. Everything that is controlled is ran by what? Order. Never chaos. Okay?
Hey, that's our Euphrates.
You heard me? The river of living water.
Yes, that's right. That's our Euphrates.
That's our river, Nile River.
Come on,
Okay, I see what he's going.
Go with
Yeah.
it. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Lord, Egypt.
That's what we
Yeah,
at. That's
spiritual
what we at.
Egypt.
Got something right here.
See that river flows through from what? From up top all the way down here to the south.
Right.
Okay?
Go ahead.
From the lower Egypt to the upper Egypt.
Hold on. The book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 17. And the seventh angel poured out his bottle into the air.
Hey, 7 angels. This means it's over with.
Completion.
Are we at the end?
Yeah.
Hey, if
The
you say
7th angel is the last angel which blows the last trumpet,
Come on.
which represents the last,
it is done.
Right.
the
Whoa.
last,
No. In the same
Play.
chapter.
the last days.
Last days,
That's
right?
right. The last days. Y'all on it? The last days, man. The last trump is the last days. But that is blazing. Y'all see that shit? That's the spirit. I got you.
Fire. Please. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Come on. And it says, and there came a great voice.
Woo.
who that great voice is.
Why is it great? Because it's going throughout the four corners of the earth. It's spiritually speaking. We always give y'all a little physical connotation. He had a deep voice and it's trouble. Let's get spiritual with his voice, though. What is the Lord's voice doing in 2021? That motherfucker is going all through the airwaves of the internet.
Come on.
www.youtube.motherfucking.com. And it's touching every part of this world. That's what the Lord's voice is doing.
Right.
And it got every accent and every part that the Israelites have been enslaved in. It sounds like Baton Rouge niggas, New Orleans, Houston, Dallas, LA, Chicago, everybody, New York, Japan, Korea, Great Britain, Australia. The Lord have every accent for his people to be able to identify with, man. Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad, all that shit. Spanish, Italian. The Lord makes sure his people, his fold, has no motherfucking excuse. Okay? Stammering lips in an unknown tongue. That means another language. Go ahead.
Got GMS Rome, GMS Italian, GMS Australia. The line is going out. Psalm 19 and 4. Hold on, now. Let me finish what read this up. It's Revelation 16. All right. In verse 17, it says, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne.
Yeah, we are the temple of heaven. But who is our Lord that sits upon the throne? Everything we do coming where? From what?
The Lord,
From
y'all.
what you read.
Right.
From the
From the
throne.
throne, man.
The throne is, well, that's the authority. That's where all the orders, all the rules, all the laws come from the throne. And it trickles down throughout the hierarchy. You got to think as a kingdom, Michael. Right. We are the fucking living kingdom, man. Come on. We the living kingdom. Go ahead.
Yeah. Why Yahweh Shah said in what that is Colossians that all dominion was given to him. Principality. Okay, those dominions, man.
Yeah.
All right. So back in the book of Revelation, chapter 16, and verse 18, 17, it says, all right, and there were voices and thunder and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake.
A great shaking. All right. But we know in this day and age, the great earthquake, right, represents destruction. Right? Keep going on.
Such as was not since men were on the earth.
Which we know when you go to what? Daniel, the 12th chapter. Right? It speaks about the same thing. Go ahead.
So mighty an earthquake and so great.
Was this a real earthquake, Archie? Or was this a man from the ancient world that felt the world rocking to and fro?
Literally, too. Literally.
And just assumed that a bad, wild-ass earthquake was going on.
Yeah.
Y'all be the judge. Y'all tell us. Keep going, Archie.
Come on, up. Verse 19. And the great city, was divided into 3 parts.
Go ahead. When you divide anything, that means you're breaking it up.
Yeah.
And that's why you got the famous quote, to divide and conquer. If you break anything up, it's more easier to what? Turn this one against that one and make this one believe both of them against him. What's gonna happen?
They're gonna divide.
You come back 40 years later, you're gonna have straight chaos. You know what? All three of you bitches belong to me now. And that's how the so-called white man took you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
I think so. They'll back up the other. And that's the same way that they're gonna get taken down by Yahweh Shah via his men, man, and the angels and Yahweh Shah. Matthew 12:25. And Yahweh Shah knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation.
Right.
And every city or house divided itself shall not stand.
Now bring it out. Keep in mind what the Lord just said. Bring that scripture out again. Who has it written in that precept?
I got it.
Yeah.
And it says, and there were great voices.
No, the one you just read about the breaking up. It makes your brother bring that precept out.
Yeah.
Somebody was saying the breaking the great city in 3 points.
Yeah. And it says, and the great city was divided into 3 parts,
Go ahead.
and the cities of the nations fell.
Oh. Okay. When you go in the book of Daniel, what is that great stone that was cut out without hands? That struck the foot. That struck the toe.
Foundation.
Hey, they got that saying, you cut off the head, the body gonna fall. But you cut off the
feet.
The head gonna fall.
It can't stand.
Hey, the whole body gonna fall.
whole body.
I like y'all, dog.
Yeah, I real shit.
Hey, these are your, what they call the Achilles. These are the Achilles of the body. What, you can't move without your legs.
When Kobe Bryant,
He tore his Achilles out. It was a wrap. Out for the fucking season.
You can play with him. Hey, you take your enemy feet and legs out, you can play with him and pay his ass back for all that damn dirty did to your ass.
Right. Yeah, that's
You
right.
can make him suffer. Y'all see the genius in this truth, man? Come on, man.
Come on.
The Lord, like, I don't want to just wipe him out because I'm gonna take him away put him out of this misery. This said I can put him out of his misery. That means you're sending someone to escape judgment.
Right.
That means you don't want him to have misery. By putting someone out of their misery, you're instantly sending them to the spirit world so they don't have to suffer.
Right. I want to put you in your misery. God. All right. Yeah, I got it. It's plenty more. All right. Verse 18. It's it.
I've been watching y'all out the window for the longest time, and I'm just dying to know what y'all are doing. Oh, the 12th. Oh my God. Are y'all doing this on? Y'all gonna do this? What?
It's worldwide.
I mean, is it gonna be online? Can I watch it somewhere?
It's all over. It's online.
I'm taking
All you gotta put in. All you have to put in the real Israelites or the so-called Negroes and Native Americans. That's all you got to put in.
No specific questions though. Why you right here in live in 3D?
well,
Take a picture. Take a picture. Take a
I
picture
did
first.
take pictures.
Just try not to get our faces. Get the sign.
Yeah, get
I
the
got the
sign.
sign. Yeah, I work at the old state capitol, and so we just are always seeing people, doing stuff and wondering. So
I'm gonna explain to you.
good.
And y'all do a very good job. So we toured the state capitol, and y'all do a great job in showing us around. Very professional. So we're gonna give you the same treatment.
Good.
And we're gonna give you a tour of what we have going on.
Good.
Okay? Now, the whole point of us being here, are you aware with how so-called blacks got to America?
Well, I have some notions about that, and I don't think you
You're
came
in the
here.
state capitol. I know you know.
I don't think y'all came here of your own volition.
Right. So, with that being said, we had a lot of stuff going on prior to us being forced into being
Oh,
slaves.
absolutely.
Forced to the bottom of a boat.
Oh, you were at the cradle of civilization. You were in Egypt. You were part of the. Oh gosh, I can't think of the name.
We built up Egypt, but we didn't rule Egypt. We didn't run Egypt. We was up under the occupation of the
You built the
Egyptians,
you built the pyramid.
which were Hamites, but we were their slaves.
Yeah.
We were their workers.
Yeah.
If you look at the West Africans and you look at the East Africans, they're totally different.
I can know, man.
The East Africans enslaved the West Africans, so-called
Right.
West Africans, at
Yeah.
one point in time in history. We happen to be the offspring of the West Africans. Nigeria, Senegal,
Yeah.
you know all of this.
Yeah.
Ghana, Mali, Mauritania, the one you like, the Brighter Benin, you love that one. Brighter Biafra, you love that one. The Golden Coast, whatever like that. So basically, if you happen to be descended from a people that were taken from your homeland and forced into another part of the world, forced to completely abandon your culture,
Oh,
your
yeah.
language, everything that's about that, would you show any type of interest in that? If you was a victim of this, as an individual, would you have any kind of interest in that?
Yeah.
Should you be criticized for that?
No.
Because at the end of the day, these are the victims. That's
Right.
right. They were on the bottom of the boat,
That's
not on the
correct.
top of them.
Oh no, they were absolutely on the bottom. When you see those boats, it's a miracle anybody lived to get here.
Right. Now, give me through the
It is a miracle.
I'm already right there. I got it already. I already got it. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse
And this
68.
is what we're out here doing. We're out here telling what the Bible has always, before it was even called the Bible in this language, what the Bible has always been saying. We're saying it in just blatantly now.
Yeah,
Bring it out, brother.
Right. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Exodus 20, real quick. 20 and 2. Real quick.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2.
Now, when you know the history of the Israelites, you know about Egypt. They were in bondage. You brought that up. About us building the pyramids up on the King Ramses. You know, he wasn't a nice king.
Oh.
He wasn't fun of our people. Now, the only thing we have in common with the Egyptians, we have dark skin.
Mm-hmm.
But our noses are different.
Oh.
Our skulls are different. It's just a different phenotype
Mm-hmm.
from Hamites. Bring it up. Yeah,
This is the book of
definitely.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2.
Yeah.
I am the Lord thy power,
Mhm.
which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
So just like the founding fathers of America are the powers of America. You know, George Washington all the way down, they had to come and fight the War of Independence. You had to fight the British off, you had to fight the Spanish off, you had to fight the French off in order to say I am American and I'm proud. You know what I'm saying?
That's correct.
It took bloodshed to get there.
It absolutely is.
It took your ancestors to get to a point where they were saying, you know what, I'm not gonna be no one's property. I'm gonna be the dominator, not the dominated.
And then
So what is wrong with the victims having that same mindset?
no, absolutely not.
Bring it on, brother.
Out of the house of bondage.
Right. So all we're about is getting these people to get in their mindset to want to come out of the house of bondage. So that's what the Bible, when it says Egypt, is talking about bondage. Because the biblical name of Egypt is Mizraim. That's what it is. So
Okay, I didn't know that.
the children of Israel are in bondage. So finish it off, Rob.
Can I interject, Elder? Look at the back of the dollar bill. What do you see?
Pyramid. You all seeing eye on top
Our
of it.
hearts.
Right. So that lets you know that this is a spiritual Egypt, house of bondage where those same people are dwelling.
Right? It's a bigger picture. It's dimensions to everything. You're just in the third dimension. It's a whole other dimension that rules our dimension, that controls the temperature. This is how I want the world to be right now. Make it that way. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again
So
with ships.
we went into bondage. We put the word Egypt down. The Lord said He's going to bring the 12 tribes of Israel into bondage again. But this time with what?
With ships.
Yep.
Into slavery again,
Mhm.
into ships.
Yep.
There's only one group of people on the face of the earth in recorded history that have went into slavery via transatlantic ships.
Okay.
I'm talking about millions.
Yeah.
Millions. We had about 99 million West Africans and 80 million North American Indians killed during the transatlantic slave
absolutely.
slave trade era. But go ahead, brother.
Right, they ordered like in the deck, because they a lot of American history, they don't show that the Georgia tribe was on ships, but they weren't.
They was on ships getting shipped while we were coming from West Africa, coming to the Americas. The Native Americans was getting shipped to Europe, getting brought before the Pope.
Yeah.
Butt naked and everything.
Yeah.
Like savages, just like we were brought to America as savages.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I'm glad I came over.
All right.
Because I was dying.
True word.
There's more.
Y'all keep doing it.
You got some more.
Okay, come on.
Nah, you gotta hold on.
You know, I was born and raised a Catholic, so if you want to hide something from us, you put it in the Bible.
It says,
It's true.
Well, that's why you don't know who we are. Because it was hidden.
Well, I do kind of.
Okay, well, at least you know. Go ahead.
by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Right.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
On those auction blocks, right? In Port of Orleans,
Repentance Park.
Magnolia Mound.
Repentance Park, right next to us. That's why it's called Repentance Park.
You were sitting here for a reason.
That's why it's
You were
called
sitting here for a
Repentance
reason.
Park.
I want to keep over
Hey,
here.
she was here
I
for a
want to
reason.
keep over here.
Okay, I'm glad you
Y'all
said
take care.
I'm gonna educate
I'm glad
myself.
to meet y'all.
All right,
Take
you have a
care.
nice day.
That's why.
I'll finish that off though. Hey, remember that repentance part.
Yeah.
Drop it
That's why I want to keep over here. I keep looking. He had it already. You don't know shit.
We don't beg Esau to be on your team.
You know,
You ain't no motherfucker either might beg to be on your team.
Right.
Hey, let me bring this out.
Hold on.
It says, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen,
Slave men and slave women. We the only nation on the face of the earth that was sold into slavery by way of ships, man.
But they said they
We'll give y'all. You come up with any other nation under the sun that was sold into slavery on ships according to the Bible. We'll wait. Give them a little time. Give them a couple seconds.
We're gonna look at the birds in the trees.
We waiting.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Anybody? Hey, can anybody identify with the children of Israel? Were you sold to slavery on ships?
That's how we got here. Well, so yeah. That's how we got here. Huh?
So if you can't identify with that, according to the Bible, you are not the children of Israel.
You are not an Israelite, man.
Okay? Thank you very much.
Hold on, I'm not finished. Okay. It says, and therefore you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
So we were sold to the so-called white man as slave men and slave women. This is talking about the transatlantic slave trade in the King James Bible. Bring it on, brother.
Yeah. And no man shall buy you.
That means nobody took us out of this condition. We're 500 years later, and you so-called Negroes still don't know who you are.
Never pardoned us, man.
You still don't know your nationality, man. You still can't speak your native tongue. You ask the average black man in America, what tongue did you speak before you went into slavery in America?
You don't fucking know.
You're not gonna know it.
Shrug your shoulders, man.
You spoke Hebrew. You ignorant ass nigga, you spoke Hebrew.
Hey, she said she had a question for you. Cool. This lady right here.
Which is basically they're telling the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Native American, you got certain brothers Native Americans, but no Latinos amongst us. This is so-called Black and Native American. That's our brother. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we the chosen people of the Most High. Period. Well, it's the nationality. You know what a nationality is? Okay. A nationality is what you was a part of before you was forced in America as a Now, my question to you is, who were you before you became a slave in America? That's why we out there. You understand? No, we doing it for people that look like you, look like us.
That's right.
That's what we doing it for. Include the Hispanic and the Native American. That's
Right.
our brother too.
That's right.
So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So-called Africans. West Africa.
Well, yeah.
West Africa. Nigeria. That's us.
The Ivory Coast.
Ghana. That's us. Senegal. That's us. Mauritania. That's us.
Right.
Cameroon. That's us. This entire West Africa ain't gold though. The Congo. We out here every Friday, Saturday, and Monday. But you're welcome to, sit down and listen. You don't have to be in the camera, but you're welcome to listen though. Okay. All right. Thank you. You too. The lineage? That's okay. Well, the thing is, you gotta look at it like this: as a people, they snatched it away from us. So before we get technical, we got to get practical. You know the difference? Somebody give me the definition of practical, and somebody give me the definition of technical.
I get technical, man.
You got a couple minutes.
Yeah, I understand.
So okay. Well, I know you with your family, so I'm gonna give it to you, fam. I'm gonna give it to you. Okay. From a practical perspective, if I get this group of people right here, they could have been the elites, the richest people. You heard about Mansa Musa before, right? Mansa Musa, okay. These people could have been the greatest people on the face of the earth. Just ignore this side right now and just focus on this side. So this is what we're called today. You and your family, this would be your tribe right here. But let's just take away from this for right now and let's just focus on these people. So you'll be able to, I know you can see those names and be like, okay, I know what this is. This is the point that our people have been disconnected from. This happened in a generation between you and your children. Let's say I confiscate your entire family. Let's say you're a king. Royal bloodline. I'm talking about your father was a king, his father was a king, and all of that. And your daughters, they no bitty babies. But they princes though. You know what I'm saying? And a European nation comes and just snatch y'all. You get over here. I don't care that's your daddy. You get over there. You're a king, I don't care. You're gonna die. You want me to do something to your top? You know what I'm saying? Right. All of us is in that position. So in one blow, you can separate one generation from the generation that teaches them, that instills pride, that instills honor, that instills integrity, or whatever like that. So when they took us into slavery, they separated you from them. Wow. You see what I'm saying? They were able, you could have been a king, brother, but by them separating your children from you, they can tell them whatever they want to tell them. The children are impressionable. You see what I'm saying? So this is a fast way to explain what happened to us as a whole. We lost connection of who we originally were via slavery. Just to answer your question, that's why we can't get specific and say, oh, I could go all the way down the list and trace my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather to the tribe of Judah. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to do that.
So being that the history isn't there, how do you make the connection?
Okay, through the prophet, which we're going to go. Genesis 49. And y'all get the...
I got Genesis 49. I'm already in the stick. One of y'all hold the stick. All right. All right, Genesis 49 and 49 from the top.
And a beautiful question, brother.
It was
a
very intelligent question.
Real. Go ahead, Doc.
Come on. From the top, Genesis 49. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I might tell you which shall befall you in the last days.
And that's what we're doing. We're in the last days. What you call the last days means the end of a society where these people are the same.
So that wasn't pertaining to the fall of Jerusalem.
Well, they happened in 7 AD. In 7 AD, because bring the scripture out again. I call the scripture out.
Genesis 49:1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you which shall befall you in the last days.
Last day. In the last day. So this is how we can go into the particular tribe. They're not gonna tell you, I'm telling you right now, you're not gonna find a list that you're gonna be able to go to your father's father and say, I'm a Judite. I'm not even finna sing you to the left like that, brother. There is no way to go into a way and say physically by
100%.
proof 100% and say you that tribe.
So you making this distinction by faith.
It's all based on faith.
And small amounts of facts,
No, I'm gonna give it to you straight.
Faith, right?
Strictly by faith. Strictly by faith, brother. I'm not gonna even sidetrack it. Strictly by faith. I'm not gonna claim that we got some extra knowledge, this and that.
All right, so
Well, I'm gonna go to the secular history.
all right.
But I want to hear. I want to hear. I want the brother. I want you to land.
all right, so I understand it's millions of
It's a
religions.
million different.
Hold on, hear me out. It's a million different religions, right?
Okay.
And at the end of the day, it takes the amount of faith to believe in that religion, whatever it may be. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, if I'm gonna put my faith in something, it has to have a substance,
So
right? So what's important?
Can I ask real quick?
Yeah, let me finish this point.
Okay.
So if I'm putting my faith in a substance, I have to be sure in the substance, whatever it is. If I stand on the bench, I'm sure that this bench is gonna hold my weight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you started off saying, okay, I can't really draw the lineage for you from these Negroes to the tribe of Judah, right? So I can't draw that lineage for you. So it's like how are you able to solely put your faith in something that you don't even know 100%, right? And I'm not even gonna start like 100% we can know anything, right? Because
We can't.
there's always a percentage of maybe not, and whatever we're dealing with. But what we do is we look at history, we look at the facts that's presented to us, and based off of the information that we have, we make a judgment call. Okay, this is solid enough for me to stand on, right?
I can't deny it.
So if your faith is
Something that
anchored
will-
in something that you don't 100% or let's say 80% or 70%, you can't really draw the lineage from this to that. I mean, what are we doing?
And I'm gonna tell you something. Beautiful question, brother. And I'm gonna give you the most honest answer I can give you. Something that was stolen from us, all we have is faith. So this ain't something that I can come to you and be like, oh, bam, here you go right here. This is a faith-based system that we're in. Because you gotta remember, it was stolen from us. So at some point, you have to choose you as a man. I'm not saying I'm generally, not just specifically here, but me, myself, my brother, at some point, we have to choose where do we start. Everything was taken from us. Everything was stripped from us. So they use this book to enslave us. Let me get into it. Let me see what it's talking about, because they found a real good reason to use this book to indoctrinate me, to teach me religion, teach me this, to teach me that. And then when you get into the book, only one nation of people can identify. It talks about the transatlantic slave trade. It talks about the slave auction block. Well, three. It talks about us when we was in West Africa. It talks about how we got into that particular land and stuff like that. So that's why when I say the practical part, remember I said the technical versus the practical when we first started? You look like you about business. When you about business, man, look, don't give me nothing, no what if. I want facts. You're a realist. You're a realist, man. But when it comes to a people, who is this?
R-A-P-I-E-D, robbed and murdered, for 400 or 500 years, all we're left with is faith. All we're left with is our will to live. They done took everything from us, everything we had, brother. So I'm just saying, I'm just giving you from a face value of where we coming from, that passion that we have, that is coming from a sincere place.
Yeah, I believe that.
Before anything. See what I'm saying? So, go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off, y'all.
No, go ahead.
And I want you to know we can't get technical to a certain extent.
But I want to connect with him from the reality of it.
He landed down.
So it won't seem like there's some religious rhetoric to it or whatever like that. You know
He
what I'm
was kind of laying the groundwork. He was leaving. He got it out. This was so what? Go.
Huh? Okay. Finish that one. Which one you got? Yeah, one I want the genealogy.
This Titus 3 and 8 says, "This is a faithful thing, and these things I will that thou affirm constantly."
And that's why we come out and do a firm and confident. Because when you look at it, like,
Well, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Say, were you finished reading that? Read it
So,
again.
Titus 3 and 8, "This is a faithful thing, and these things I will that
read the
thou..."
verse before that.
Right.
So, Titus 3 and 7, "that being justified by his grace," this is Titus 3 and 6, "which he shed on us abundantly through Yahushua Mashiach, our Savior,"
Read it verbatim.
Jesus Christ.
I got it.
It says that being justified by his grace, we should be made heirs according to the hope of eternal life.
Okay.
This is a faithful thing, and these things
Amen.
Meaning you have to have faith. Like, we don't have physical proof.
Okay.
At some point, as men, all of us have to have some form of faith. That's what I'm saying. Is that fair enough?
I agree with that. But this scripture is talking about Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So, at what point all right, so you read the entirety of the Bible. Take Old Testament, New Testament, major prophets, minor prophets. All right, you take all of that, right? And if you were to summarize that up in the one scripture, it would be John 3:16. God so loved the world.
He never said that.
Whoa.
No.
All right, look.
No,
So
go
hear me
ahead.
out.
Go ahead and land. Huh?
So the whole message of the Bible is men are sinners, and they're apart from God, right? In need of a Savior, which is Jesus Christ. So if you look at the Old Testament, all of the narratives that we get about if you look at Moses when they were getting bit by the serpent, God said, "Okay, hold up this rod," right? And you look upon this rod,
Serpent, yeah.
and this will say, right, this will be your
You were
salvation,
just
right?
testing them out.
Okay, so it's like, but
We knew
all
that
of
they didn't
Israel
save
was saved by
Just
looking
the faith,
at this
just the
rod,
faith of
right?
it.
You know what I'm saying? But the Old Testament is a concealment of Jesus Christ. The New Testament is the revelation of Jesus.
I agree with that.
The Old
You know what I'm saying?
Testament was prophesied.
No. He on point.
Okay, all right, but hear me out though. At what point in your ideology or your theology does Jesus Christ come into the picture? Because it's like you taking the entirety of the Bible and you're reducing it down to black people, like as if only black people can be saved, right? He just said, read that scripture again. You saved by justified by what?
Titus 3 and 6
Titus 3 and 6.
says, "which he said
Whoa,
on
whoa,
us."
whoa, 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 whoa! Stop.
She's like, hold on, Daddy.
That's my little boy, man.
Oh,
He got that long
okay.
hair.
The Prince.
Titus 3 and 6, "which he said on us abundantly through Jesus Christ, our Savior, that being justified by his grace, we should be made heirs according to the hope of eternal life."
So we're justified by grace, not sin, right?
Not at all. Not skin at all.
Justified.
I agree.
Justified by grace. So it's like, can a white person be saved?
Yeah. I don't. It don't matter what you look. It has nothing to do about what you physically look like.
Deeper than that.
It's deeper than that.
Bring me deeper than that. Help me to see what.
You know, we gonna get this.
If I'm
But let
looking
me
at
ask you this.
If I'm looking at this is all about ethnicity and nationality. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm looking at this, okay, these people are chosen.
Okay.
So
Let me ask you this. When an American Constitution was established, were you included in that?
the
Be
American
honest.
Constitution,
Yeah.
was I included in
Was
it?
you included in it?
No,
At the
but I
time,
reap
it was
the
slavery.
benefits of it.
Huh?
No, but I reap the benefits
But,
of
but
it.
no. I know you know. But,
Alright.
we know. But at the time, it was constituted. Were you a part of it?
No.
Because you were the what? We were. I'll say we were. We, as black men, at the time, it was constituted. We were the what? When it comes, yeah.
Okay.
You own it. You own it. Like I'm not disagreeing with
Yeah,
nothing.
I'm just
With
hearing
nothing
you out.
you're
We
saying.
just having the conversation.
So during the time that it was constituted, we were the slaves. So they didn't feel the need to say, well, we need to make laws so they can eat, they can sleep, they can do this, they can do that, they can have this right, that right. We wasn't even included in it because that was a nation overcoming another nation. You see what I'm saying? During the colonial period,
Okay.
that was the British, the Spanish, the Portuguese, and the French going throughout the world, colonizing everything. West Africa, Central Africa, Southern Africa, North, Central, and South America, Australia, and everything that come between.
Right.
And when they was coming, they were bringing their laws, their ways of life. They wasn't considering the people that they were conquering. So we're not coming on no tyrannical, this straight up, oh, we here to this. We're just bringing out facts. We just out here to make brothers think and ask themselves. You see what I'm saying?
I ain't heard no facts yet though, bro.
You haven't heard facts as in what? In history, historical?
Like what
Okay, finish it out.
lay down some facts for me, bro. So
Okay, go ahead.
Because I was looking for this.
But the thing is, when we bring out the scriptures, the brother will read, because it's written in the King James Version, we'll break it down, he'll read, break it down, read, because everything we say is based off of the scripture. Okay,
So I didn't give you a chance to unpack.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's just based off of the scripture. I'm gonna tell you like this. If you don't believe in the scriptures,
Oh, I'm believing.
we're not gonna be able to convince you because
Wholeheartedly.
everything we speak is out of this book right
Yeah,
now.
I'm going to believe it, bro.
Okay,
That's why I'm
go ahead.
praying.
All right, let's get it then.
Titus 3 and 8. This is a faithful saying, and these things I will that thou affirm constantly, that they which have believed in God might be careful to
Because he
maintain good
reading
works.
it verbatim. Believe in God, which is the Most High. Well, we call him, well, according to the Hebrew, is Yahweh. His son's name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah, which means Yahweh is Savior, Yahweh delivers, or Yahweh saves. He saves, he's delivered, whatever like that.
Right. These things are good and profitable unto men. Verse 9.
Now, it's a particular group of men that he's talking about because remember when I asked you earlier, when the one that we all call Jesus Christ walked the earth, it was a group of people at the bottom, and it was a group of people at the top. Acts 5:31.
What's the point you make before you read that? What?
No, just go on out and when he read the last piece of it.
The Titus 3 and 8, the latter end, says that they which have believed in God might.
So we have to identify who that they is. See, that's the problem with our people. We've been introduced to this book, but we haven't found a way to be identified with it.
Paul wrote that to Titus.
Huh?
Paul wrote that to Titus.
But he wrote it to Titus, but what was he talking about? And who was he talking to? And we got that has to be identified. The church itself, all that we can identify that for you via the scripture.
Can I add on?
Go ahead, brother.
That letter he wrote to Titus with instructions for him to divide.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
So it wasn't just personally written to Titus.
It was to divide.
Personal.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It was just divided.
Yes,
And
sir.
look, and another
Yes, sir.
thing that he said that he was like, what do you mean? He was saying it was a certain group of people on the top and a certain group of people on the bottom. The Romans were ruling and lording over the Israelites.
So somebody give me Revelation 12
The Israelites
and Acts 5.
I got Acts 5.
the Israelites were dealing with one another. They were brothers. The Romans was another nation coming in, ruling over them, forcing them to pay tribute. And
Prior to the Romans ruling over the children of Israel, who had them?
the Greeks.
Prior to the Greeks, who had them?
Medo-Persian
Prior to the Medo-Persian,
The
who had them?
Babylonian Empire. So when they was writing these letters during this time period, I'm gonna hand it right back to him so he could bring it all together. They wasn't offering salvation to their slave masters. They was salvation means to save me.
Which
Save
in
me from
Revelation
what?
12 is going to land us there. But go ahead.
No. So they looking for deliverance from being under the foot of some somebody else that's not part of them. King David was promised through the covenant of salt that his children was going, his offspring were going to rule forever. When you go to Matthew and you look at Jesus' offspring, it goes back to King David. So and the scriptures are gonna. I'm gonna just say this: the scriptures are gonna bring you there, because that's what that's the glue that got us all here together. I can't tell you nothing. I can just try to break it down and make it plain. But they was not talking in the time that it was originally written. It wasn't talking to the Greeks. It wasn't talking to the Romans. They had their salvation. They was ruling. They had the fatness of the earth. And they had the riches, and they were a conquering power.
So
Hey, ask him. He got it.
But based on what you said, so salvation is in your status.
No.
All right.
Somebody give me Saint John 17:9.
I'm making a point.
I know
Hear me out though.
But
So
he's still putting it on the burner because
Got it right
he's
here.
going to tie back in, because you cannot have physical actions without spiritual permissions.
All right.
Under the earth.
Can we finish this little exchange?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So we're talking about salvation, right? So the ruling class, let's just say it's the 1% in the United States, right? Are they saved right now?
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
And why are they saved?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
Let me ask you this: Are they?
I like where you're going. Finish your point, bro.
And I'm gonna answer and say why they saved. Okay.
all right.
They have everything that a man can wish for. They don't know what a grocery store looks for.
I'm hearing you.
Okay? They don't know what a grocery store looks like. They don't know what a car steering wheel looks like. They are waited upon and they're served. What the Bible calls that being at rest. They're at rest, and that's what we're looking for. You understand?
So we're talking about worldly possessions being salvation. We're talking about worldly possessions being salvation.
Everything that happens under the sun. Hey,
So
it's a very strong correlation, because you hear about the scriptures, and we're gonna bring the scriptures out. It says, "You carried away my silver and my gold, and you have to give it back here in the end." We're gonna get the scriptures, but yes, hey, whoever is ruling under the
So if
sun.
you're rich, you say.
No.
If you got money, or if you have possessions, or if you have.
The scripture says, riches profit
Nothing in
the day of wrath. So just how about the way the money that you got?
No, let me just tell them this. Hey, and that's the reason that we're forced to make the scriptures intervene, because we can't break it out the way that they can. We can elaborate on what they say. I know what you think. I know what you think I'm saying. But when the scriptures come out and the brother's able to break it down, it's gonna be simple. It should be.
Here it's out via the scripture. This is the book of John.
Everything you ask makes perfect sense. Like,
Yes.
like
But here's the thing, though. You correlating a spiritual book to a carnal world. So you're making salvation based on your finances and based on your position in society. So if the 1% is saved, right? If the ruling class is saved,
no.
Then,
Let's define saved, bro. Saved from what? Somebody give me
from the wrath of God, right? From going to
bring it
hell,
out right
right?
quick. Hold on.
From eternal
Somebody
damnation.
give me Revelation 2 and 9 real fast. Bring it out. We're gonna show you what we talking about when we say salvation.
I got a scripture for him with money. I got a scripture.
Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. How was that speaking?
The one of the world is
Just
called
read verbatim.
Jesus Christ.
I get it. I'm with you.
Come on, brother.
It says, "I know thy works and tribulation and poverty."
So, the children of Israel, when you look
Hold on,
at these
bro.
people,
Read the rest. I can't do half scriptures, bro. Like, can he read the whole
When
thing?
he gets to the comma, that has to be dealt with.
well, I tell you what, just read the verse. And
Read
then
the whole
I'll
thing so I
elaborate.
can understand. And
Read
if
the
you want to
verse.
break them down A
When
and B, we
when
can
you
do it.
stop at verse 1, you let me know.
Go ahead.
Book of Revelation 2 and verse 9.
Go through it.
It says, "I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich."
Stop. The Lord is talking to his people. He said, I know thy works, right, and thy poverty, right, and thy tribulation, but thou art rich. Right. So you have to define what rich is. Is you talking about a millionaire? Or are you talking about somebody that's
Talking
rich?
about spiritual gifts, right?
Okay,
Yes, that's it.
We there. We was already there. We just trying to get you there.
But you made a jump. You made a jump.
Huh?
Hold on. Okay. Hold on, babe. So if you're basing salvation on and y'all not gonna say it, but your social status.
I got a
Right.
scripture for him, Elder, if you want to
I just gave the example of the 1%.
But with all due respect, brother,
Okay.
like salvation has nothing to do with social status.
But you drew a correlation from
You have
the
to
ruling
define what
class.
salvation is. During the time, the one that you ignorantly call Jesus Christ walked the earth, right? Keep that in mind. Revelation 12. Read it. Come on. Let's read it.
Revelation
Revelation 12.
I got it right here.
Come on, man.
2 and 9.
Let's get straight to the
I
point.
got it.
Revelation 12. Revelation 12 and 12. And it says, and from Revelation 12 and 7, it says, and there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon. Revelation 12 and 1, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
Go ahead with the 12 tribes of Israel. Okay, so that woman is talking about Israel. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep this going. Come on, man. Read, God.
Verse 2, and she being with child cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be
So
delivered.
that's talking about that nation being oppressed to be delivered out of slavery. They're in bondage. The nation of Israel is being symbolized as a woman in Revelation the 12th chapter who's being persecuted. And the scripture is going to identify who they're being persecuted by. Keep reading, brother.
Verse 3, and there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon. Come
The
on.
great red dragon. Let's find out who the devil is that the whole world has made so famous. Could it be Hades? Could it be Zeus's brother Hades? Let's find out who this mysterious character is. Job 91:4. I got it. Read it.
I got it right here.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head.
Right. 7 heads and 10 horns. Having 7 crowns upon his head. So it's symbolically describing a kingdom of people. Okay. That's not an actual dragon walking around that's going to come back in the last days killing people with fire. Read.
And his tail.
So let's see who his victim is. Because it didn't say his victim was everybody. He had a specific victim who he victimized. It was a specific nation who he victimized. Right? Read, brother.
And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven.
So we already told you the stars of heaven was the 12 stars that was on the crown, which represented the 12 stars. Right? Okay. His tail drew these people from rulership. You got the Dark Ages, the medieval period, the Byzantine period. We ruled Europe. 1,000 years. Look at the Moors. Go look up the Moors. They look just like us. What is dark as they say?
Come at.
Y'all know anything about the Moors of Europe? You know anything about the Moors? Y'all know nothing about the Moors? Y'all never heard about the Moors?
They wasn't talking about the Moors.
Yeah.
You know what more?
That's fair enough.
That's the dark part of
Fair
it.
enough. Bring it out.
And Peter cast him to the earth, and the dragon stood before the
So
woman.
that means they cast us down. They went into West Africa. They went into Europe. They took down the royal families of Europe. They took down the royal kingdoms of West Africa, Central Africa, like the kingdom of Mali, kingdom of Songhai, Wakadu. Hold on, brother. Hold on, wait. They took these kingdoms. I'm breaking the scripture down historically, secular history. This is history because you said we didn't bring out no facts. But I'm infusing.
You making statements, but I can't trust.
Well, it's for your faith. Remember we said it first. You don't have to believe nothing we saying. We're not out here to force our belief on nobody.
I got you.
It's just a spark of thought in your head. That's it. That's what I'm saying. So all of these kingdoms, at the same time, West Africa was being taken down by the Portuguese. We whooped the Portuguese ass for over 200 years. In a naval fleet, they tried to take down the Songhai Empire, which lasted all the way to the 1500s. Right. We went into slavery in America in 1619. So less than 100 years prior to us going down, one of our last fronts, military fronts, was taken down. You see what I'm saying? They call it the Songhai. It took them 200 years. We had over 3 million slaves from Europe, from Spain, prior to them taking us down. I know you're a fair man. I know you don't agree with it. I know I'm not putting it on your package. This brother, he fair. You don't believe in slavery. You don't believe in all that.
Don't try it.
No, I'm just saying. I don't want them to believe that you group into our what we all here pushing. You have this brother taking a neutral approach. He's not on nobody's side. But go ahead, huh? Finish it off.
Revelation 12:4 from the middle, and it says, "And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered."
So, somebody, what does the word save mean?
Be delivered.
What does the word deliver mean? So that dragon, the Roman Empire, stood before Jerusalem. During the time the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, his name is Yahushua. During the time he was born, the nation of Israel was crying to be delivered. They wanted a savior. They wanted to be taken out of bondage from what the Romans was doing. Romans was forcing them to pay taxes, just like America. You don't pay their child support.
The only problem with this is Revelations hasn't happened yet.
Hell.
So
What you mean? It's 2021?
Wait.
This is a prophetic book. Revelations is a prophetic book, right? So you're talking about history to try to turn that into the now. That hasn't even happened yet.
Okay, I can prove to you that it has happened. Somebody give me Revelation.
It's already happened. The time has been screwed up. They're upside down
Somebody
and
give me
backwards.
Revelation 3 and 9.
I got 3 and 9.
Revelation 9 and 13.
10, 13.
Huh? 10 and 13. 10 and 13. So like Revelation 10 and 13.
13 and 9.
13 and 9. And the great dragon was cast out. That old serpent called the devil and Satan.
We just call him the devil, but symbolically, he's the nation of people. He's the so-called white race.
Revelation 17.
The dragon in the Bible speaks of is the so-called white race.
You're bold in saying that, but I'm hearing you.
But it's the truth. How did you get to America? At the bottom of a boat, by way of who?
I was never
Caucasian.
enslaved,
You never
Hey, bro,
I hear what you're
if
saying.
you're not willing to face the fact, bro, you're not gonna be willing to.
Hold up.
to
Were you a
expand,
slave?
My ancestors were.
Were you a slave?
Yes,
Like in your lifetime, you've experienced
I'm a
slavery.
slave right now.
We're
Okay,
slave right now.
mentally, maybe.
Hey, are
Ain't
you a
nobody
slave?
beating your
Are you
back,
slave?
dog.
Do you own your Social Security card?
Yes.
If you want,
What do you mean?
Okay.
Wait, hold up. Time out. No.
Okay, research that.
That ain't no mic drop. Dog. That ain't no mic drop.
No, bro. No. We ain't dropping that on you. What I'm saying is it's about you, bro. What I'm asking you is research these things. Go and research if you own your Social Security number.
Wait, are you an
And look
American
up
citizen?
slave brand.
Are you a citizen?
That's all I'm asking.
Are you an American citizen?
Huh?
Are you an American citizen?
I'm a subject of America. I'm not a citizen of America. We was forced here.
Words mean something, bro. Are you a
Subject-
citizen?
Hold
or
on.
not?
Wait. I got you, brother. According to now, I'm a citizen. I'm gonna ask you a question. Go ahead. So let me ask you this, brother. Let me ask you this, brother. And Lord forbid this ever happens. It had nothing to do with your personal family, okay? But if anybody broke in your house and kidnapped your children, and 20 years later, right, raise your kids as adults, are they his kids or are they still your kids? Because that's what happened to you, whether you believe it or not. So what's wrong with us saying that we are not Americans? We were fucking raped, robbed, and murdered 400 years ago, and these ways was forced on us. What's different about that?
Because you can't draw this. You can't draw this line without any history. You just told me, okay, we don't have any facts. We don't have any. I can't. Okay.
I didn't say
I
facts.
can't give you the technicality.
I've been very fair with you, bro.
Negroes are Jews, or the tribe of Jews. You don't have that.
No, you asked a specific question, brother. You asked, do we have physical, unequivalent proof that I can pull this out and show you where my father's father go back to the tribe of Judah? And I say, because of the transatlantic slave trade, we can't do that anymore. All right, cool. But I told you, bring out Jeremiah 17:4. Come on. Bring it out.
Jeremiah 17:4, and it says, Jeremiah 17:4, and thou even thyself shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
So we would discontinue from our heritage. Somebody give me Psalms 83rd chapter real fast. All right. Hold on right quick, guys. Bring it out. Psalm 83.
Psalm chapter 83 and verse 1. A song of songs.
So your heritage is your nationality. Your heritage is your culture. Black people are the only people on the face of the earth that can't speak their national tongue. I guarantee if I ask any of y'all, you're probably gonna say, I'm Italian, I got Irish history. I got
Look at him, it's in here.
Portuguese. I got British. I got French. And they can go back and speak those
How far can
languages.
you go?
I
How
can't
far can
speak
you go back?
Gaelic. I
Huh?
can't
No.
speak Gaelic.
But
You know
where your people, where your
No,
forefathers
not
come
really.
from. For the most part, y'all
We're
do.
so spread out and so divided up, and we have so many different things. And if you went all the way back to the first man, I come from
No, we're not going that
Africa.
far back. We're just going
Well,
back
I gotta
150
go back
years.
to where my DNA comes from. I'm from Adam and Eve, y'all.
No. We're going back 150 years where we were forced into slavery.
I'm not saying that ain't true.
Anything before that doesn't matter because
Oh,
prior
it
to us going
does.
into slavery.
No, if you want to get
No,
out of
no.
slavery, you
Prior to
gotta go
us-
back to the Adam and Eve. And
No.
yeah, you do. Hey.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah, you do.
Because guess what? We only became slaves in the 1600s. Prior to the 1600s, we didn't belong to you.
You don't belong to me. I was a slave.
I'm just letting
I
you know
was an
part of the
Irish
history.
slave. I
Before
came
the
in as an
16
Irish slave.
Before the
I've been
1600s,
really serious.
we ruled Caucasians. Y'all were our slaves. You ever heard about the dark ages?
Yes, I do. I know.
Please
I've
go
heard
look
about
it
it.
up.
Oh, I know that
We
you guys own
enslaved y'all
slaves.
for 1,000
That's
years.
right. I agree.
That's factual
So what are we
history.
doing? A black and white
When
checkerboard?
y'all put us in slavery, it was revenge.
Yeah.
That's why they call it
You
the
know what
transatlantic
evil
slavery.
does, right?
Huh?
Evil plays divide and conquer.
Yep.
But that's not
We all want to.
that's not
We're all
evil. There's
brothers.
nothing wrong with slavery.
Sisters.
There's nothing wrong with slavery.
Well, if we want to
What
start
y'all
pulling,
messed up was
so
this.
wait, if we want to start pulling at those threads, then if we want to start pulling at those threads of division, then we, in which I don't believe this because I'm a sovereign being. I am nobody's victim, but women have been owned, have been treated as property since the beginning of time.
Okay, that will be dealt with. That should be dealt with according to each particular nation, because every woman isn't the same.
But
Just like every man isn't the
But
same.
that's why it's
You got
dangerous to
so-called
draw these.
African men.
But that's
you
why
got
it's so
so-called
dangerous
Caucasian
to
men.
draw these lines
we
of
stronger
division.
together?
We're stronger together.
Together.
No,
We're all
I'm
one.
gonna tell y'all why y'all can make
Never.
mistakes. I'm gonna tell y'all.
Never
When you
together.
conquer a nation
The Bible.
and you get them under your thumb, it's easier to tell them we're strong together because you don't want them to be back where they used to be.
We have a different
Now,
definition
we
of
can have the
together.
same-
We have a different definition of
we can
together
have-
because together means, here's my definition of together. Together means you are a sovereign, independent man. I'm a
Unique.
sovereign, independent woman.
Unique.
Sovereign, independent. We come together as independent, sovereign, strong people saying, I have free will, you have free will, I protect your freedom, you protect my freedom.
question is this then.
We are all
Boom.
children
Where
of
was all
God.
this sovereignty when all of our people were being raped, robbed, and murdered? The damage
We
was
weren't
done.
even
Oh,
born.
so you're going to be a perpetual victim now.
We
The
weren't
damage
even
is done.
born.
Okay, why is over 80% of black men breed at a fourth grade level? You're gonna
Go
tell me
talk to
slavery
our
has nothing to do with that?
politicians. Go talk to our
You're
politicians.
gonna tell me slavery has nothing to do with that? You're gonna look at me in my eye
We
and
are
tell me,
all been
wow,
slaves for a very
80% of
long
black
time
men
to this
read
corrupt
at a
government.
fourth grade level. Y'all gonna look at me in my eye and tell me slavery has nothing to do with that?
Go see the government.
I'm not being so proud.
You're right at the footstep. Yeah. Well, got back to the book.
Hold on. I got that one.
Go to Kentucky.
We got bring it out.
Titus. Titus 3 and 9. Right? Titus 3 and 9. All right. You said you believe in Paul, right? It says, but avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contention and strivings about the law.
So we avoided that, but you asked us. You came and you asked us. How can y'all prove that y'all are the tribe of Judah? How can y'all
theology
prove?
is based off of a genealogy.
Okay,
Your entire theology is
watch
based.
this. Watch this, bro. Watch this right here. Somebody give me Deuteronomy 28:6. I got a question for y'all.
Blessing,
Real quick.
blessing.
Real quick.
I got it, though.
We appreciate
It's
y'all.
Deuteronomy
I see the
chapter
God in
28,
y'all.
verse 68. And it reads, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt
Which is funny. We went into that.
Kemet.
again with ships.
Kemet.
But it says again with ships. What happened to the children of Israel in Egypt? What happened? They went into slavery, right? Hamites.
I'm
Give
not
me the
saying that you're
definition
not
of
the
Ham, real
12
fast.
tribes of Israel.
I'm going to show you. It's a difference. Did you know there's a difference between Hamites and us? You know that this.
Listen, I honor the Kemet
The word
tradition.
difference is what I'm
I'm
having trouble
having a
with.
hard time with y'all because I believe y'all the first man, and we all come from you.
Yeah, but you gotta
So
go.
I'm gonna say to you, I honor you, I
It's more
respect you,
specific than that
and I
back there.
love you, and I'm
Like
gonna
if you go
say
to a
that
zoo,
Bible
Y'all live
is
separate
written
if you
by
want.
If I go to a zoo and see a monkey, anybody can say, "Oh, all humans begin as a monkey."
I got a
Are you
question.
respecting the goddamn monkey? I don't think so. That's what you're doing to us.
I got a
You
question
said, "Oh,
for you.
monkeys were the first people," so I respect y'all.
Don't take that
Right, but you know
on.
what she's doing.
That,
You know what she's
uh-uh.
doing.
No, I
Cut it off,
didn't.
man.
It says,
Come on, man.
I will bring thee into Egypt again with
Adam.
ships.
Like Adamites. I guys respect you guys.
Slavery and ship. Who went to slavery and ship? I want a question. Who went into slavery and ship?
Answer this question. He give you a question.
Who went into
Like-
slavery and ship?
Well, we already know that. You already have the answer to that.
Who?
You.
Okay.
Obviously, you're still there on the
Hey,
ship,
hey, brother.
and I feel bad
You
for
can
you.
identify who they're talking about. My question is why you can't. Read it again.
Why
This
is,
is
hey, can I
Deuteronomy
ask a
28
question?
and 68.
Why do you still want to be on the ship?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt
Oh my God.
again with ships,
Sad.
by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
So a white woman can identify who they're talking about, but our own people can't.
I gotta go.
Finish up, and then you can go.
Yeah, just one
Therefore,
question.
thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your
Well,
enemies.
we not put on action blocks sold to the so-called white man.
Joel 3 and 3.
It says the children of Israel shall what?
There shall
Oh,
be
give me that article
What
about
the
what
heck?
language the slaves spoke when they black cats got over here. Finish it off, Bob. We know what we doing.
ye shall be sold unto your enemies for buying men and buying women.
Slave men and slave women. The nation of Israel, right? Not only were they put on ships, but they were sold into slavery as slave men and slave women. What other nation can identify with this outside of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? I'll wait.
You got a question?
We have a question.
So, what happens to the people who aren't on this list?
Who on it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they on it.
What happens to them?
Give me Isaiah 4.
We're Shem.
I mean Isaiah 14.
We're ham.
14.
We're devils.
I thought you never asked. Yes.
All right. This is Isaiah 14, and I'm gonna start at 9. It says,
So,
There's no white people.
Oh,
there we are. White
Isaiah
people.
14 from the top. For the
Hashem,
Lord will have
Hashem.
mercy on Jacob
We're the Shem.
and will yet choose
So
Israel.
the Lord is going to choose Israel, not everybody. The Lord is going to choose. Well, they right here.
What does that mean?
We're going to tell you. Finish reading.
And set
I'm
them
going to let you interpret it. Read.
and will yet
So it's cool for me to elaborate on it? All right, go ahead.
and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land.
So are we in our own land, my brother? That's all I'm asking. As far as West Africa, coming from West Africa.
The answer you want to hear is no.
Well, I'm asking a sincere question. I don't want to hear what I want. I want a truthful question from a brother.
Your land of origin.
From what you
I
know.
was born in Plaquemine, bro. Across the river.
We were born in Baton Rouge.
That
We
may
born
be
in Baton
a
Rouge.
understanding though.
Bet.
I mean, if I kidnap somebody's child, right, rape, rob, and murder them, just because their child is born and raised where the rapists take them to, does that make them his children?
No.
Like,
Check
why
it
are we
out,
having
though,
this
bro.
conversation?
Here's the flaw. Here's the flaw in your theology. You're putting way too much strength in your ethnicity and your background and your nationality. You're putting way too much strength. If the scripture says you saved by grace through faith,
So you didn't hear
so
none of
not
this,
any
Brad?
man can boast, right?
Read it again.
This is the book of
Did
Isaiah.
you hear what I said though?
Isaiah.
Did you process what I said?
I'll process it.
I got one question.
One
I'm listening to
question.
everything
Go.
else.
I got a
Go.
question.
I'm
You gotta-
listening to
we have
everything
one
else.
question.
Go. What happened?
We're gonna tell
What
y'all.
happened?
This is the book of Isaiah,
Right here.
chapter
You can
14.
ask all this everybody stuff. Just real quick. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 14 and 1. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel
Go ahead.
and set them in their
He
own
didn't
land.
say Ashur, Amram, Ishmael, Ammon, Edom, Elam, Cush, Mizraim, Put Canaan all the way down. He said Yasher Allah, which is Israel in English. Read.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
Go ahead. And the strangers is talking about Israelites that were sent into captivity, that were
Wait for your
dispersed
question.
to the other
Jump in
nations.
for that.
Like, for instance, I can have a child, right? And another enemy nation can come and kidnap my kids and raise them up as Americans. That's still Israelites.
Can I ask
Just because they've been in,
But
kidnapped and murdered.
where currently do the Israelites reside?
Got it in the
I like that. Hold on.
Hey, hold on. Look, do they not live in Israel? Do they not
No.
inhabit Jerusalem?
Romans 3:9. Romans 3:9.
No, those are Zion. Those are
They
Zionists.
don't want to hear.
No. It's in chapter 10.
It says,
Bring it out.
and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob,
Which is Israel.
Okay.
and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants.
Oh, so you mean the nation of Israel is going to possess their possessions as slaves? You might need to read it again.
For servants and handmaids.
Go back a little more.
All right. Wait. You don't have to yell it. Just
It
talk
makes
to
it
me.
more true when
Talk
you
to
yell
me.
it.
All right.
I got it. Isaiah 14. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
So the people that put us in captivity is going to take us and bring us back home. Read.
And the house of Israel
And the house of Israel,
shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
which is Israel, the land of Israel, we're going to possess our oppressors the same way they oppressed us for 500 years. Read.
For servants and handmaids.
For slaves.
Right?
I know it's hard for you to grasp, my brother, but that's the reality.
I see where you're trying to go with it, but that's not what the scripture. Bro, you twisted.
Yeah.
Take wisdom, bro.
That's what he's doing.
It says, for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captive.
Come on, all you got to do. Wait for it. And they shall what?
And they shall take them captives.
What is a captive? What is a captive?
Ask them. They seem like they got answers.
They know what we do.
No, we just have one question. Can we ask? Hey, you guys are having a great party. Oh, it's a camera.
Y'all good.
Oh, you're jamming.
And they shall take them captives. And they shall take them captives whose captives they
No, and they shall what? The children of Israel shall what?
shall take them captives whose captives they were.
Who captured we? Who captured us and brought us to America?
I stopped listening there, bro.
I know you don't want to hear that. Who captured us and brought us to America?
Doesn't matter.
Read it again. Why can't they say
Wait.
but our own
No, our founding fathers. Our founding fathers brought them.
And they shall take them captives
Common sense.
whose captives they were.
So we were once y'all captives. Y'all gonna be our captives according to the Bible. Read it.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
Who are oppressing us right now?
I don't.
Y'all.
I am. Wow. Oh,
The
I'm
government.
so. I'm so sorry.
Okay, but
The founding fathers might have owned slaves, but I didn't
what
own
do
a
the founding
slave.
fathers look like?
I'm not even
Me or
like.
you?
I'm not even like from
What do the
here.
founding fathers look like? Me or you?
I'm from Ireland and England. I'm one of the oppressors. Yeah.
Is there
Yeah.
salvation for people like this?
Yeah.
Keep reading.
And it says,
No.
Important to you.
You gonna bring me to another scripture,
I
bro?
just want to ask you, bro. With all respect, but no, just straight respect to you, bro. Why though?
Where we
another
at?
nation? We trying to save our nation. Why is it important to everybody else when we fix our
Is
own
there
house?
salvation
All right,
for?
because
I know what my. I know the
you're
answer to that.
You're missing the whole message of the gospel.
The
You're
message of
missing
the gospel
the
is what put you
entire
in
message
slavery.
of the
That's
gospel,
what
bro.
put you in
It
slavery.
is.
You know, it was Christians that
We
came,
missing it, bro. I
burning
mean,
crosses,
to me,
that caused
to
you to
me,
be in part of, at the bottom of a boat.
the gospel is the gospel, bro. To you, the gospel is something else. To you, gospel is enslavement. That's not for me. The gospel is not enslavement. It's death, burial, resurrection of Jesus Christ. And if
Go ahead, brother. No. He
you wildin',
he didn't insult you,
you
bro.
wildin'.
He's on point though. He's just talking about this. We're not going outside of stuff like that.
Nancy, you still have a question? Okay. We have one question.
Yeah, y'all got it. I just want to know.
None disrespect. You didn't be disrespectful, but the Bible says does not wish you Godspeed. I can't do it.
Amen. God bless you.
God bless you.
Hang on. I got one question.
He had a question. Hey, it's your opinion. What?
All y'all missing it, bro.
Hey, that's your opinion, though, right?
We just
The
respect
Bible
him.
means something, dog.
It
Like
does.
God wrote this so we can understand. Like you write a letter to your mother, right? You write a love letter to your mother, right? If I were to read that love letter and say, oh, this is the letter filled with hate, you miss the message, right? So if we taking this scripture, hear me out. If you
What is hate? I'm saying, bro, you gotta allow yourself to get to that point. What is hate?
He used the love letter. Did his mama write a love letter? Everybody use his
Might not be
example
hate to
against him.
you. Hate to us might not be hate to them. We have to define hate. What is hate to you?
you playing semantics, dog.
That's better
You translate and rewrite every word. You change salvation from being saved from eternal hell,
Okay,
right?
can we
to being no longer enslaved. Okay. So you don't have none of y'all have no whiskey and crack on your back.
I got you, brother.
Like, none of y'all got no whiskey and crack on. Dog, you enslaved in your mind, dog. Like, bro, you enslaved in your mind, bro. If you want to go to school, you can go get a loan, you can go get a grant, you can do whatever. Dog, you can be whatever you want to be. But like, bro, as long as you feel like you enslaved, this is where you gonna be at. Like telling other people, oh, you enslaved. You enslaved. Dog, I'm free. Let me ask you a question. I'm free, bro. I'm free. Let me ask you a question. You said we're not enslaved because we're not using it. Do you think that? Yeah. Got something to do. Yeah. If you want to go out the country, you gotta get a
permission. And look, and law forbids.
You saying that, but y'all do too. But we have to tell and every sovereign nation has to keep track of who's in their nation and who's not in their nation.
They get it, bro.
I don't believe everybody.
Hey, bro,
I don't trust everybody. People say a lot. That don't mean it's true.
what we're saying is this. It's not a color thing, okay?
So, is there salvation for people that look like?
Yeah, people that look like them, yes.
Okay, is there
They
salvation for
look
these
like
people?
them. But you have to identify who they are. People look like everybody. White, black, all kind of ways. You got Israelites that look like everybody else.
Other nations.
Can I have my question now? We really gotta go.
Why can't you listen to God speak?
Y'all missing it out.
I respect your opinion.
I love you to death.
Wait, can we ask a question?
I got a script.
No.
I got a question. Hey, we here for them. We don't give a fuck about y'all. We here for them. Y'all ain't nothing but crap. What's going on in the street, man? You see, we ain't answering y'all questions.
Yeah,
All the time.
We here for them. We showed them love. We used you, lady. What's going on? Y'all play cool. Hey, they're going. Let them go.
Okay, what's the
Yeah, we
question?
used you.
What's the question?
Really hard to be used and not loved. But I love you. I love you and you and you and you and you. You can't stop love because I love y'all whether you hate me.
What's love?
Let us live in la la land, bro.
I
Okay.
live in La La Land.
Hey,
You have a nice day, all right? Damn.
turn it back around. Let's get back to the program. You know? Hey, y'all see, man, Jake is done, man. Like, yeah, he wasn't listening to the scripture, man. Like, when you bring out precepts, after precept, secular history, logic, you got Edomite. The Lord was being messy. Y'all count that.
Yeah, he was.
The Lord brought Edomites just to make this nigga look like a goddamn fool. Them Edomites in this bitch, like, they being Edomites, don't get it twisted. But they wasn't disagreeing with the facts. He was disagreeing with the fucking facts, man.
They do, man.
They trying to defend. You got your woman and your 2 kids, and you out here trying to defend this goddamn crack. I'm looking the whole time like the Lord ain't hit his head with y'all before yet. Keep that same energy when the Lord had your ass in a judicial system. Boy, when he introduced your ass to the judicial system, keep that same energy, man.
I got you one. I'll back you up. This is Luke chapter 16 and verse 8. Luke 16 and 8. It says, and the Lord commended the unjust steward because he have done wisely for the children of
Bring it out again.
Luke 16 and 8. And the Lord commended the unjust steward because he have done wisely for the children of this world or in their generation, wiser than the children of the light.
That's right. Keep going, huh?
God.
That's self-explanatory. Go ahead.
Right? Like. And verse 9. Yeah. Luke 16 and verse 9, it says, and I say unto you, make to yourselves friends of the mammon of unrighteousness, that when ye fall, they may receive you into everlasting habitation.
Yeah.
All right? Verse 10. He that is faithful.
You bring it down, like
yeah.
Going to bring it out.
And it says, and I say unto you, make to yourselves friends of the mammon of unrighteousness. That's what we out here doing, man. Okay? For the ones that come against this truth, man, we condemn them, man. And you going to fuck off, you know what you're talking about. Okay, and we break down the scriptures according to the light, man. And no man can come against this thing. We make full proof of thy ministry. All right? Banging it up with secular history, man. How do you come against that? But if a nigga can't get it, it's not for him, man. He gonna keep going. Go ahead, you want to say something?
It's Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, man. Rejected knowledge, man. We brought out historical facts, pinpoints, directing you. This happened at this point in time.
I mean, bro, we brought out common fucking sense.
Common sense, man.
Man, we so short with the scriptures, bro. It sounds too good to be true. When it sounds too good to be true, chances are them niggas know what the fuck they selling. When a nigga can sell you some shit that sounds too good to be true, chances are he been doing that for a while. Okay? I'm just saying, especially when they can make it sound good and make it believable. You got all these goddamn crackers out here agreeing. They being Edomites, don't get it twisted. But, you know, Edomite is always, but where's the love?
Yeah.
Yes, what you're saying is the truth. Yada, yada,
I love
yada,
you
yada,
guys.
yada. But we love you. But what can we do right now? But let's come together and be one. Now, that's that typical Edomite shit. Like I told that cracker, it's easy for you to come to that conclusion when you the one of fucking war. Yeah. When I'm on top, it's easy for me to tell all my subjects, let's all be fair, y'all. But notice I'm talking to motherfuckers up under me, right? That's how Edomites come to us. Behave yourselves down there now. Get along.
I love you.
Especially you little darky. Behave yourself. You're a little wild one right there. We might have to detain him for about 40 years. Give him 40 years.
You all right?
Institutionalize his dumb ass. You know? That's how they look at these scum ass niggas out there. Then Jake walk amongst their own kind, holding your motherfucking nuts like you some goddamn body. And you a whole puppet. You know?
Hey, the rule maker don't gotta follow the rules. When you looking over a 3-year-old child, you set the rules, but you ain't gotta follow the rules that you give him. You can't have candy at 3 p.m., but I can. It said the description says that children rule over them, man. They don't follow the rules that they put out into the world, and that's why you have so much faith into the law, and that's why when you know the law and you know you didn't break their law, you feel so flabbergasted when that same law used against you. But the laws, I did everything I was supposed to. Bro, you got to realize it's bigger than this. It's spiritual. And none of those, we don't have that sound right now. But none of those 12 ruling families, they don't have to follow the rules that they implement across the whole globe. They don't have to keep jabs. But you do.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say another thing, man. Like you Negroes, like y'all be knowing we gonna hit you where it hurt. So you be throwing all of those bullshit, man. They be doing that shit on purpose, man. You know, trying to jump questions, ask a million fucking questions about them while we're in the middle dealing with one question. Y'all niggas be knowing what the fuck y'all be doing, man. That Negro knew exactly he was in front of somebody. I know they look when I see it. He knew exactly. He knew he was in front of somebody that knew exactly what the fuck they all talking about.
Yeah.
And we dealt with him with class.
Yeah.
We didn't even get. We could have got disrespectful with his ass. We didn't do that because we wanted to edify the body, man. We wanted to, you know, get a little TV on here. Give y'all a little what they call it?
Well, 1 minute of fame, what they call 30 seconds of fame.
Give them some what they the vloggers be saying that shit all the time. Give them a little some feed.
Exposure.
But y'all know what I'm saying, man. I don't want to get lost in translation, man. But you know, for lack of a better word, you know, we want to give y'all something to watch, man. And what's better than the world? Are not we the watchers?
Right.
So in order to be classified as a watcher, right, and to let your people know what state of mind not to be in, the best way to let them know that is by taking somebody that's in the state of mind of this world, right, and putting them on display.
Right.
That's basically what we do.
Edification.
We put fools on display so the hopeful elect can see these niggas and say, man, that nigga bugged the fuck out.
I don't want to be that guy.
We do it for y'all.
What not to be.
So sometimes you don't have to just destroy them. They're not gonna allow you to destroy them every time.
Come on.
They're gonna keep over talking you because they know how we come. They know you. They know you got the weapon to cut them down and make them look bad.
Right. Hey, and another thing, when
he saw that.
That's right. I mean, when you know what you're doing and you reeling them in and you setting the stage, you don't have to be combative with somebody that's not combative against you. You play with them. You reel them in. You make them think they're your friend. You ain't got to get the fuck out. You don't got to do all that, man. We a fisherman. This takes finesse.
That's what he wanted.
This is finesse.
He wanted us to do that.
Yeah.
That would have made him feel like he won. They would have been like, man, fuck your pussy ass then, nigga.
Yeah.
Fuck you, since you don't agree with us, nigga.
This when your biblical skills come out, man. This is when it's time to rightly divide those in real time, man.
That's what Jake was looking for. So he could say, man, I knew them niggas were right. He leaving now with conviction on his fucking head right now.
You been huddled up with some crackers over there in the corner.
Whatever his misconception was about us, it's plaguing his fucking mind right now. I tell you that. And we knew exactly, like, you gotta already see guys like that coming, man. We already, I was you before, nigga. Long time ago. Go ahead.
Ezekiel 33 and 30, it says, also thou son of man, the children of thy people are still talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the house.
And those walls are those strongholds that you get around your protectors, get around your oppressors, and you try to do what? Put on a show for them. Do they not do that?
That's exactly right.
This nigga out here catering to these white folk. These white folk admit what we saying is the fucking truth. Your black ass in La La Land. You the only one out here not in reality. I can expect a white man to be in La La Land. He ruling. Your fucking black ass at the bottom, nigga. What the fuck you trying to make excuses for the ruler? It's the ruler's position to make excuses for the subject, not the other way around. Stockholm syndrome. I was just about to say that. Unless you suffer from Stockholm syndrome. Massa, our house burning down. Massa, we sick. You know?
And speak one to another, everyone to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord. Right, so that's what he was doing right there. He was so-called trying to hear the word of the Lord, but he knew we were going to be on a completely different page as is.
And the Lord doing this.
Hey, that's it. Hey, he must it up. He messed it up.
You like little kids, though.
Oh, he's talking about that. I think
Ezekiel 33 and 31, and they come unto thee as a people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy word, but they will not do them. Come on. For with their mouth they shew much love. It is. Right? So what was he saying consistently, man? Oh, I love y'all. I love y'all. But what are your actions? What are your mindsets, man? You really think you just love Esau? You don't know about through your actions, you were saying fuck us, and I love this white man right
here. You don't accept like, let's be fair.
Yes.
What about the white man?
Hold hands.
I started to ask him, what about the Arab? But we'd have been down, man. We'd have been down that road so many times, man. You know, like, bro, we know you can, bro. Like, y'all, we have fun with y'all for edification's sake. Like, you was basically using bait. The Lord brought your ass in, and now him and his old lady finna be arguing and shit.
Oh yeah.
Why you ain't said to them bitch ass niggas out there that was saying all that shit to you? You ain't had all that energy then.
Baby.
They gonna bet the piss out of her because he gonna know what she's saying is true. It's gonna cut Jake deep. That was Jake get to beat them hoes up when them hoes say some shit that cut your ass deep. Jake get emotional. She done cut your ass. That's why you wailing on her ass. Go ahead.
But their heart goes after their covetousness. This is the point right here. It says, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that has a pleasant voice, which is why he was intrigued, man, which is why he came up. So what are these guys talking about? Right?
Yeah, he stayed up damn near an hour with his family. His old lady was calling him earlier. She was like, let's go. And then all of a sudden, she started getting into the conversation. Go ahead.
It's that light, bugs are drawn to it.
And can play well on an instrument. Right? How we would divide these scriptures, man. Back-to-back precepts, just explaining everything, man. You can't even combat it, so you got to change the topic.
I hit
that bitch. All across that stage, yeah.
That's how we been working that Bible, you heard?
They hear thy words, but they do them not. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet has been amongst them.
Right there, man.
Yeah, he gonna know, but it's gonna be too late. That's why this scripture said they're gonna be willing in the day of thy power, man. When he see all that glory come to these brothers, you know, he gonna be, man, I got my whole family, man. Look, y'all remember, man, go your ass home. You that same many niggas. We know exactly who the fuck you is. Doing all the goddamn tap dancing for them white folk, man. Cut that shit off. Get a nigga some tap shoes like that's your salvation right there. Hey, now let them save your ass. Go ahead. We're gonna get some tap shoes.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 21. It says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
And that's what you were doing, Jay. You over here trying to be lovely, be peaceful, be democratic with the fucking enemy, man. When the Sirach 12:10 tell you you cannot take diplomatic actions with your fucking enemy at no cost. There's no such thing as taking diplomatic measures with your fucking enemy, man. And Jake was over there being, boy, I'm telling you, boy, you was doing better than Cole and Paul. All them goddamn peace treaties, you was over there, Kyle.
He asked about his daughter and his woman, huh? He asked about Eve. He didn't ask about
His old lady them sitting over there.
He didn't say what about my family. So,
Nigga, you was better than that nigga was better than that Jacob Dan Baker. You know, that people out there.
Jake say, I've been looking at the sign for a minute.
they've been bothering me.
And it been bothering me. I noticed I don't see the white man. Why is it?
What he said, huh?
Why is it y'all niggas like, what about the Arabs? Why y'all always gotta just go straight to the fucking cracker, man? Which goes to show you, you the middle point.
He hugged his daddy off camera, huh?
Let me get John A.
He hugged him over there, huh? He hugged him.
Hey man, hey nigga, may the Lord heal your black impotent ass.
May the Lord use Esau to kill your black impotent ass.
And I hope your lady give you, so I hope she burn your black ass, nigga.
Something that Esau gave her.
She go ahead, gonorrhea or something. Or ugly disease. Go ahead.
John,
It says, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
Right. So, Proverbs 1:7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
Like this goddamn fool. That's the whole video y'all seen him. He was despising what? Wisdom and instruction in the face of his enemy. He was more pleased, he was more sold to pleasing the enemy than finding out what the fuck the issue is with motherfuckers that look like his dad. Okay? That's likening it to a slave that's saying, I don't want to be free from a plantation. I want to figure out how I can get a better position with my slave master on a plantation. That's what you stupid ass niggas are out here saying when you come against the prophet of the Lord. This is your way off the plantation, you stupid ass nigga. Matter of fact, this is your only way out of the plantation. Okay? Go ahead.
Up to verse 5, it's Proverbs 1 and 5, it says, a wise man will hear and will increase in learning.
So obviously you're not wise, you're a goddamn fool. You're the opposite of that. Because if you was wise, you wouldn't have gave a fuck about these crackers. I was just trying to get a hug from an Edomite shit like that. Where my hug at, nigga? Right? We look like it. Where our hug at, yo, black ass nigga? You know what I'm saying?
That's the problem.
Right.
You look too much alike.
Go ahead,
You
right?
can't be a power source. You look like
With the sarcastic humor. You know, fucking Will won't want a nigga hugging us. But yeah, why I hug at, nigga?
or that love. That love represents love.
We your so-called brothers, nigga. Why I hug at? Fucking clown, man. Go ahead.
And it says, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel, to understand a proverb and the interpretation.
So that has nothing to do with you, though. Go ahead.
The words of the wise and their dark sayings. Right, so we were breaking down to you.
But wait, why is it called dark sayings? Because it was you couldn't see it.
It's from you.
You could not perceive everything that we were bringing out, even though we made it plain upon the table to where the Edomites could see it. This dumbass nigga could not see it. Therefore, it was what?
Right? To understand the proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings.
Why is it called a dark saying? The same reason your dumbass couldn't understand what we were saying, right? Okay? It was too high for your understanding, man. Wisdom is too high for a fool. Okay? Go ahead.
That's why when to back you up, that's when we tie these prophecies into that secular history that you couldn't receive it, man. You asked for the facts, we gave you the facts. Connect the dots. Right? We have to connect the dots somewhere. If you're just saying we just need the history, then when does this Bible even come to play?
You believe that, y'all.
And you're right, because like the other said, every question he had was going to tie back to why Esau can't be saved.
But he kept jumping around from question to question.
Yeah.
It was, it is what it is.
Real quick, bringing the brother up. It's Matthew chapter 13 and verse 11. Yahweh was speaking, and he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom. And who's you? The hopefully elect, man. All right? He's only given to us, man. Only a few gonna find it.
I got another one.
If a nigga, like High Priest Jacob said, if a nigga can't get it, we moving on, man. Fuck you, man. All right? Because it's given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. We can be out here 2 or 3 hours trying to get you to understand. When you can't get it, that's on you, man.
Right.
You're moving on.
That's right.
There's too much go on, whether a nigga believe or not. Scripture said in 2 to 15th chapter, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee. So whether a nigga don't believe or not, these problems still gonna happen. Incredulity.
And if they don't believe, that's one thing. Fuck them. If they don't understand, after it was breaking down, playing up on tables, fuck them. But at the end of the day, the scriptures that we were reading, it's not for everybody. And it's one of my favorite scriptures when this kind of topic come up. And this can be applied to the whole Bible. James 1:1. James, the servant of Yahweh, of the Lord Yahweh Shai. Watch this. To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. It didn't say to Esau. It didn't say to Ammon. It didn't say to him. It didn't say to her. All right? It's talking to a specific group of people. And that fucking brought out.
Like that shit. We brought that out.
Yeah, he didn't. And look, but then he brought up an example when he was talking to you. He was saying, so if my mother wrote me a love letter, then this and this and this. Motherfucker, if your mother wrote you a love letter, that love is designed for you, and it ain't designed for him.
That ain't got nothing to do with the Lord. That was for you.
No, and not just that. To use their own words against them, that love letter was written from your mother to you. Let's just say your name John. From mama to John.
It's
It
outrageous.
ain't from mama to Mike because
It
she
is
don't
right.
love Mike.
She don't even know Mike.
Jake got a problem with that though.
Who the fuck is Mike?
Why the fuck you put Mike in our
And
business?
guess what? You Edomites are the nation that the Lord told us to stay away from.
Come on, bro.
From the beginning. So from the beginning, the Lord established that He ain't fuck with y'all. He told Adam, the tree, the wisdom of knowledge and good and evil. He's like, man, have no dealing with that. He need no fruit from that. What is sin, Nike?
Transgression, iniquity.
The only way somebody can sin is by having the knowledge of what? Good and evil. So it was the so-called white man that taught the black woman sin, right? And the black woman taught the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans how to sin.
That's right.
That's the moral of the story.
That's right.
You religious ass Negro.
That's right.
You got it.
It's the book of Romans chapter 3 verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua without effect? And we deal with that all the time, man. They come up here with that unbelief, trying to save Esau, man. But will that make the word of the Lord not come to pass, man? You still a slave here in America. America's still gonna be destroyed. You still subject to fines and payments, all right? And Jake just don't want to snap until they realize it, man. But you're gonna be destroyed for that, man. You and your seed, man, and your children.
Right? Proverbs 6, in fact, I guess Romans 5 and 13 to back you up. It says, "For until the law, sin was in the world, but sin is not imputed where there is no law."
Yeah. Right? If there's no law, there's no law. This coming out.
It says, just going into that word imputed, it goes into estimation. Huh? It tells you you're left from your right. Right? And it says, "Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moses, even over them that had not sinned after the similitude of Adam's
Even
transgression."
those that haven't went off. Because y'all had anything to do with what Adam did? But yet, we have to suffer, right? Keep going, huh? Hey, Adam? Really? Adam, you in the heavens on side of Yahweh. We down here because of what you did. What up? That's why Adam came and died for your ass.
That's right.
Okay.
Pardon.
Any more questions?
Redeemer.
Go ahead.
Right? After the similitude of Adam's transgression, who is after the similitude of Adam's transgression.
Read it again.
After the similitude of Adam's transgression.
So Adam transgressed, therefore Adam had to pay for it. But the fact that he was the only begotten, he could have copped out and could have been like, fuck them. But we know how the Most High word goes, right? None shall return unto him void.
Right.
So just on the premises of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai put it in his prophecy, he had to do it. He had to go by it. Just like us. How many times our personal opinion kick in things? How many, by show of hand, how many times y'all personal opinion kick in the midst of a spiritual matter? But at the end of the day, what outweighs the other?
Spirit outweighs the flesh.
Hey, your feelings don't mean shit. Facts over feelings, man.
Go ahead.
Of Adam's transgression, who is the figure of him that was to come.
That's right. He was the prototype of Yahweh Shai. Okay? Adam was the figure of Yahweh Shai, which was foretold or prophesied to come. Him that was foretold to come is talking about Yahweh Shai. That's talking about the Hamashiach. Okay? Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach. Read.
But not as the offense, so also is the free gift. For if through the offense many be dead.
So Adam offended the Lord. One man. All us got to go down because of what Adam did. Did I not see it in the open?
Right.
Like, come on, Adam. Yeah, y'all don't think we knew Adam / Yahweh Shai before we even came into this world? That's our big brother. We done seen his dirty drawers. Spiritually speaking, he ain't got no dirty, he ain't got no flaws from that. Meaning, we know each other, man.
Friends.
Pertaining to Ecclesiastes, that memory has been wiped away from us so we can prove ourselves for this short time. Okay? But when we die, or when the Lord gives us that spiritual power, we're gonna know exactly who the fuck we is, man. And we're gonna be in full character too. Telling y'all, I'm gonna be in full Middle Eastern character. Y'all better hope the Lord's gonna give it to me. I don't be among the first to get it. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be straight Middle Eastern. And this bitch, I'm gonna be coming at you niggas too. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, I'm going to the first. I ain't gonna say it.
Hey, got 5 minutes.
You gonna hate to be our judge in that motherfucker.
I'm coming to you fucking niggas too, man. Go ahead, right? Yeah, you take that here, except you niggas out here.
Y'all know about that Luke 19 and
You just
27.
want to lay up, play, and just kill, steal, rob, and just be wicked as fuck other men and women, get them STDs so they can infect their men with the shit, while you just sit out here and laugh about it. Talking about niggas like y'all. All right, you fucking slime balls. Go ahead.
For through the offense of one many
Specifically, you slime balls. You niggas that got it, you have the ability to think on a level that we on, but you use it to be the most wicked, impotent motherfucker out here. Talking about niggas like you. Go ahead.
Much more the grace of Yahweh and the gift by grace, which is by one man, Yahweh Shai Mashiach has abounded unto many.
That's right. And while Yahweh Shai, as Adam doing what he did, guess what? We all fell short. But with Yahweh Shai, as the Savior, doing what he did, we all have an opportunity to be what? Delivered, saved, sanctified, made right, adopted. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, and not as it was by one that sinned, so is the gift. For the judgment was by one to condemnation.
So
but
guess what? The one that sinned brought a wicked guilt to our ass, right? Adam was like, hey, I want to introduce y'all to sin. She hurt. She gonna whoop your ass. She gonna kick your ass. And you're gonna take all kind of L's. As a matter of fact, it's gonna bring y'all entire nation down. As a matter of fact, it's gonna cause all y'all to be slaves. As a matter of fact, your own woman gonna rule over y'all. As a matter of fact, man, ain't no hope for y'all. Right? But instead of Yahweh, as a man of integrity, allowing, just like King David, the law was about to punish the nation of Israel when King David numbered Israel. But King David, being a righteous man, what did he say? He said, Lord, don't let my nation suffer for what I did. Yahweh, being a righteous man, on that same attitude, man. Lord, don't let my nation suffer for what I did. I was Adam. I did that. I can't take that back. But I can do this to make up for that. And that's the way Yahweh Shimon Shai had it set up from the beginning, man. Keep going, D-Raj.
But the free gift is of many offenses unto justification.
That's right. And all that was done freely to us so that we can justify all the wrongdoing that we've been subject to prior to what Adam did. It's common sense at the end of the day. It ain't common. It ain't deep. It's deep to you fools out there. But it's simple, man. Go ahead.
Right? It says, for by one man's offense, death reigned by one, much more they which receive abundance of grace and of the gift of righteousness shall reign in life by one, Yahweh Shai Mashiach.
That's why Adam is the only begotten of the Father. Okay? Guess what? If one of us go off, the Lord's going to scratch us off the list, and the show going to go on. When Yahweh Shai went on, it altered the entire course. Right. Y'all got it. I'm there.
This is Isaiah 44:6. Thus said the Lord, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts, I am the first, and I am the last, and besides me there is no power. And who, as I shall call and shall declare it, and set it in order for me, since I appointed the ancient people, and the things that are coming and shall come, let them show unto them. Fear ye not, neither be afraid. Have not I told thee from that time, and have declared it? Ye are even my witnesses. Is there a power beside me? Yea, there is no power, I know not any, man. All right? So Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, he leads us, he guides us.
I mean, I don't need nobody from this.
That's right. We're the witnesses, man. All right? Giving the testimony, the watchmen, man. Declaring to you people that evil works and the abominations done in the midst thereof, man. And if you can't get with it, you can't get with the program. If our gospel be hid, it's hid to those that are lost, man. And we know 2/3 of our people are lost, man.
That's your question. It says we are the witness. So if you're a witness, can somebody tell you about your testimony?
No.
You don't come up here trying to teach us, man. You got it out.
That's right, a witness, man. You got it out.
Who are the witnesses? According to the scripture.
Faithful elect, man.
No,
Hope
the
for the
Son of the Kingdom and the Noble Kingdom. Those are the two witnesses spoken of in scripture, man. You know, outsiders come up here and tell us what we talking about. I'm a sovereign, whatever the fuck that means. I'm a sovereign, everything like that. No, your crack ass going to slavery, man. Okay, thus saith the Holy Bible. All right, go to Isaiah 14:21. All right, so with that, this video was very edifying. We're gonna turn the face to east. Give all infinite honor and glory and praise to
Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushua, Bashim, Harakatah.
double honor to the elders and apostles of great millstone who rule and peace well, and peace of and sanitary be the lake men who push this truth to all the four corners of the earth. Above,
Above,
Kwam Yashala,
Kwam Yashala.
Shalom, my
Shalom,
family.
yo.